want to take a look at how woke local schools are becoming. Merriam-Webster, 2017, defined woke to mean aware of and actively attentive to important facts and issues of racial and social justice. So when you get into social justice, that could mean almost anything, including gender. All right? So social justice has a wide range of meaning. He who controls the language controls the debate. Who or what controls the language in gender policy of local schools in our Red County? Is it the red, largely God-fearing conservative voices, or the voice of the blue, largely God-hating progressive left? Now, here's a gender policy in one local school, Frewsburg, Section 7000. You can go to their website and see it. You can go to practically any website in a school district in Chautauqua County and basically see the same exact thing. Look what this says. The district is committed to fostering a safe learning environment for all students, free from discrimination and harassment on the basis of sex, gender identity, gender nonconformity, and gender expression. Question: does this jargon sound objectively scientific or subjectively psychological? Does it sound like it's rooted in historic Western civilization or wokeism? Is it from the Bible or critical gender theory, cultural Marxism, and leftist gender ideology? The policy goes on to say, in accordance with applicable law, regulations, and guidelines, the district will ensure that students have equal access to all district programs, facilities, and activities. They take time to develop the key terms. Assigned sex at birth means the sex designation, usually male or female. Exactly, usually. Assigned to a person when they are born. And I say, assigned? Why not revealed? Is assigned sex at birth, is this expression scientific or psychologized? Is it common sense or nonsense? Consistent with the Bible or critical gender theory, cultural Marxism, leftist gender ideology, and wokeism? Is it tainted for political purposes? Yes. Here's another term, cisgender. Those terms would make me, what are these? Means a person whose gender identity corresponds to their assigned sex at birth. Question: is cisgender a concept from science, Western civilization, the Bible, or is it from CGT, cultural Marxism, and you know the routine? Gender identity means a person's inner sense or psychological knowledge of being male, female, neither or both. Wow. There's nothing about biology there. Question: is gender identity driven by objective science or subjective psychology? Is gender ideology a postmodern concept or a biblically derived concept? Gender nonconforming. This is in the policy. Means someone whose gender identity or gender expression does not conform to social or stereotypical expectations of a person with that gender assigned at birth. This is also referred to as gender variant or gender atypical. So does GNC follow the science, common sense, Western civilization framework, and the Bible, or does it follow CGT, woke nonsense, cultural Marxism, and leftist gender ideology? Just a couple more terms. You'll see it in the policy. Transgender means someone whose gender identity is different than their assigned sex at birth. Transition means the process by which a person socially and or physically aligns their gender expression more closely to their gender identity than their assigned sex at birth. It just keeps getting more confusing. So are the two terms and definitions derived from science, Western civilization, the Bible, or you know the routine? Now, this is what the district staff is to do. District staff will use the name and pronoun that corresponds to the gender identity the student consistently asserts at school. That doesn't correspond with science, Western Civ, and the Bible, but CGT, cultural Marxism, and you know the routine. Is another policy. The district will, notice that word will, the district is compelled. The district will allow a transgender or GNC student to use the restroom and locker room that corresponds to the student's consistently expressed gender identity at school. That's the policy. The adults are crazier than the kids. Physical education is a required part of the district's curriculum. Where these classes are sex segregated, students will be allowed to participate in a manner consistent with their gender identity. Students will likewise be allowed to participate in intramural activities consistent with their gender identity. And you know the question already, so I'll skip it. Here's the point. Education is clearly not neutral in government-run schools or parochial schools for that matter. The policy on sexuality in many local schools reflects a worldview bias towards cultural Marxism, gender ideology, idiocy, CGT, and wokeism. Though these terms are not, they're not in the document, their concepts are. That in itself indoctrinates with an agenda to shape, influence, and groom students to operate within a worldview attacking the foundations of Western civilization, scientific objectivity, and the Bible. Little academic freedom on this matter is allowed. The blue state will not allow it. After Gen Z, this woke road leads to the next generation to grow up as Generation Fruit Loop. All right? That's where this is going. I smell a rat. I smell a rat! It's the rat of supremacy! And it's not white, but woke! Yeah. And it stinks to high heaven. Yep. Such woke gender policies are a gateway for books into the schools. Like the gay BCs, yeah. 'Twas the night before Pride, my mom's love me, I color myself different, safe is not enough, better schools for LGBTQ students. So the policy, I'm saying, is like a drug. You've heard of gateway drugs? This policy is a gateway policy.
It's gotta be stopped.
Known schools with this woke gender policy are
Say what?
Cassadaga, Faulkner, Forestville, Frewsburg, Gowanda, Jamestown, Maple Grove, Pine Valley, and Silver Creek.
Just sickening.
And we're forced to pay school taxes.
And you're, exactly,
Yes.
Right.
All your school boards.
And see, it doesn't really matter that you might have a conservative on the school board, because this is all state forced. Yeah. Now, I will say, I did not find this at Southwestern. I did not find it for Fredonia, Dunkirk. I did not find it for Panama. And I don't think I found it for Sherman or Ripley. It may be there, I just couldn't find it.
What about Southwestern?
Southwestern, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on their website. But the majority of school districts in our county, in our red county, in our largely God-fearing red county, takes on the voice of the blue, progressive, God-hating left. That's where we're at.
This is from the Board of Regents, isn't it?
It could come from the Board of Regents, yeah. And that's what got me started on all this. Because I asked them, are you forced to use preferred pronouns in this school? And they didn't really want to answer the question. They just said, go to the policy that you find on the webpage. I couldn't find it until the superintendent forwarded me the policy. And basically, the policy is word for word in the other schools, I just noted. So, we got our work cut out for us.